In 2019, the United Methodist Church reached a breaking point in regards to same-sex marriages and LGBTQ+ clergy within the church. It seemed that while there are people within the United Methodist Church that believe someone's identity is no factor in sharing the love of God, a substantial number believe that we have no place in the church. A plan was proposed for this group of people to officially split from the United Methodist Church and create a new denomination of Methodism, and this was to be decided at the General Conference meeting in May of 2020. After numerous delays due to the pandemic, General Conference is finally on for 2024. The delay of an official ruling on the split has not stopped many churches from proceeding with disaffiliation, specific churches splitting within themselves, classes of clergy being held in limbo, and LGBTQ+ individuals in Methodist churches all over, unsure if we will be welcomed into our church communities as the years go by. As a bisexual woman in a role of leadership within the Methodist Church, I feel unsure of my future here. Right now, my church is not holding conversations on disaffiliation, but that doesn't mean people here don't want to explore that option. I wanted to talk to others at the church, a place that broadcasts love and community, who identify as a part of the LGBTQ+ community, to see how they are handling this time of uncertainty.
Yeah, my name is Audrey Weissman. I've been actually going to the church now for 16 years, and I've been working here about 4.5.
My name is Mason. I've been a choir member here at Asbury for about 3 years now.
In the beginning, when I first started coming to church, I didn't want anybody to know I was gay, because I've always heard, well, that's a sin. You were made wrong. This isn't normal. So it was kind of hard for me in the beginning when I got here to learn that, it's okay to be gay and to still love Christ. It's okay to be gay and still come to church. God accepts me. God created everybody, and God doesn't make mistakes.
I wasn't quite as afraid of telling my parents as I was of going to church and letting those ideas shape my beliefs and everything. That was really what caused me to feel the most shame when I started to take that in and kind of find all those different opinions of all these Christians that think it is an abomination and think that, it's something that can't be accepted. So that's where I had the most struggle with my relationship with God, and it's definitely shaped, even going to a New Age church, it almost seemed even though they kind of preached love and acceptance for all, when it came down to it, there was a lot of situations where some people in the church came out as gay or had something that would be considered sinful, and they were kind of shunned from the church, even though that they preached acceptance and love and forgiveness for those particular actions. So it was definitely difficult to grasp.
As people did find out that I was gay, people that I had known for years in this church, some of them all of a sudden, every Sunday, good morning, how are you, big hugs, blah, 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 we talk and everything. And then as soon as they found out I was gay, not only did I not get a good morning, forget about getting a hug, because, you can't hug someone who's gay, and they would just turn against me. They wanted nothing to do with me.
At first, it was detrimental because I was feeling a lot of shame for it. I thought, a lot of the quintessential, oh, well, if God made me in every way perfect, or we say that God makes us in his image, why would he make me feel like this? Why would he put such a shame, such a burden on me type thing? So that was a big struggle at first. But over time, as I started to see those different viewpoints of different Christians, that definitely helped me grow in my faith, to show that not all Christians are like that. Not everyone believes it's shameful, and they still preach the messages that Christ intended of love for everyone and serving everyone.
The first thing that popped in my head when the talk was first going on about the churches splitting was, why? We're all human beings. We're all after the same thing, to lead a good life, to do the right thing, to help others out, and live out to the promise of life everlasting. So why and I think I've already said it before, why does it bother the straight people that gay people want to worship God?
So, mainly, I almost find it silly that we're debating whether or not, Christ would love and accept it. Like, we already know that Christ loved and accepted all the outcasts. I don't see how the LGBT community can be very different. It does, like, just because you don't understand someone on a personal level doesn't mean you can't accept them for who they are and show empathy for their situation. That's not necessarily just like a Christian moral, that's morals in general as well, but I feel like it definitely goes into play with Christian morals because that's how Jesus lived.
Don't let your sexuality ruin your relationship with God. People they're only human. They're people. The human condition is you're a straight person and that's it. My hope would be for anyone, that would be coming in here that was new, is to make them feel welcome. Let them know that it doesn't matter if you're gay, it doesn't matter if you're straight, it doesn't matter if you're polka dotted, it doesn't matter if you're blue with green stripes. This is a church that loves all. If you have a love of God, then you belong here. You be you. You're not infringing on their life. They're not infringing on your life. You're here for the same reason that they're here for. We're all here to learn about God.
Well, for one, I hope that they keep their personal relationship with God. It doesn't necessarily have to be through a specific church or anything. I hope that they don't construe the hatred and the closed-mindedness of certain Christians that are part of these churches that are splitting off. I hope that they don't let that shape their overall interpretation of who God and Jesus himself was and is. Because like I said, I was always taught that God is love, nothing more. He will always love you no matter what happens. These ideas are always going to exist. Don't let them get you down. People are always going to sit here and preach hate for who you are, but don't let it stop you from being who you are, loving yourself, and loving God.
I hope to continue these conversations as we slowly move closer to General Conference next year, where these issues will finally be addressed. A message I've heard at every church I've ever been to is that all are welcome. But are we?
We've been living in shadows, breathing